What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be covering aim assist as well as hitboxes in Black Ops 4 multiplayer. This is a topic that often comes up. I see a lot of people asking about it. They want to know how the aim assist works in Black Ops 4 compared to previous Call of Duty games or just in general. And same thing goes with hitboxes. There's a lot of questions and misconceptions surrounding hitboxes, so today we're going to be breaking both of those down. And let's kick it off with aim assist, or more accurately in this game, it's target assist. If you go into your control settings, if you're on a console build of the game, keep in mind aim assist or target assist doesn't exist on PC, even if you plug a controller in. But on the console version of the game, if you go into your control settings, you'll see two different options. You'll see aim assist as well as target assist. Just to clear things up in the beginning here, aim assist as it appears within these menus refers to auto aim, which only exists in zombies. This does not apply to multiplayer whatsoever. This form of auto aim will actually snap onto your target. So if you go into a zombies game, you'll actually see this very clearly. If you aim a little bit off target on a zombie, it will snap you right to the center of their torso. In multiplayer though, no matter how much you're aiming down sight near your target, it will never snap towards your target. So disabling the aim assist, as they label it within the menus, will have no effect whatsoever on your multiplayer gameplay. Target assist, on the other hand, is something that applies to both zombies as well as multiplayer and blackout. And this is what most people commonly refer to as aim assist, and I will be referring to this as aim assist throughout the video because it's just the more common term for it. So keep in mind, from here on out, when I say aim assist, I am technically referring to what they label as target assist for multiplayer. So getting into this multiplayer aim assist, it actually consists of two different types of aim assist, and we've seen this in pretty much every Call of Duty game within the entire franchise. Now in Black Ops 4, these are both combined into that one target assist section. You can't disable one or the other. They are both activated if your target assist is turned on. But these two sections are aim assist rotation as well as aim assist slowdown. So let's start it off with aim assist slowdown. This is the type of aim assist that you get when you sweep your aim across an enemy. It will slow your aim down as you sweep over them and kind of stick to them a little bit at least. Obviously, you can still sweep past an enemy target here. It just gives you a little bit of assistance to help you get onto that target. Now with this aim assist slowdown, traditionally it's kind of been all over the place as far as the range that this will activate depending on the weapon type that you have. In Black Ops 3, several of the weapon types had different aim assist slowdown ranges where when you were aiming down sights, sometimes you would get this slowdown, but if you were too far away, then you wouldn't get any aim assistance whatsoever. Infinite Warfare was actually notorious for this towards the beginning of its life cycle because the SMGs had an absolutely horrible aim assist range compared to all of the other guns in the game, and that really held them back when the game first came out, although they ended up changing that as the game went on to level the playing field a little bit more between the SMGs and the assault rifles. So I did the testing on this with all of the different weapon types, and it turns out most of the guns in the game have the exact same aim assist range while aiming down sights at 37.5 meters. The shotguns are one of the exceptions that only have a 25 meter aim down sight aim assist range, which is fine because you literally can't deal damage beyond 15 meters with the shotguns anyway. And also I want to point out the sniper rifles in this game have no aim assistance whatsoever. There's no slowdown, there's no rotation, absolutely no aim assist at all. Now keep in mind, that's just when you're aiming down sight. When you aren't aiming down sight, so you're within your hip fire, now the weapon types are separated within their slowdown range. The LMGs have the shortest hip fire aim assist range at just 12.5 meters. The pistols are just a bit better at approximately 15 meters. SMGs go a little bit further at about 18.75 meters, and finally the assault rifles and tactical rifles get a 25 meter hipfire aim assist range. And that pretty much covers it for aim assist slowdown, but now let's move into the other aspect of aim assist, and this is rotation. This is the type of aim assist that will actually turn your aim slightly and track your targets, but only if your feet are moving. This is how it's always worked in Call of Duty. If you're standing completely still, aim assist rotation will never kick in. It won't be helping you at all. You'll still get the aim assist slowdown, but no rotation. As soon as you start moving your feet, even just the slightest amount, this is when that rotation starts to kick in, and it will somewhat help you track the enemy target. It's not going to completely lock on and stick to them. It just, once again, gives you that little helping hand to get on target or stay on target if you already were on target. Now this aim assist rotation is extremely important to know about because it really shows off the importance of strafing in a gunfight in Call of Duty. When you're moving your feet, the aim assist will help you stay on target as you're shooting towards an enemy. If, however, you're standing completely stationary, you don't gain any benefit from this at all, and you're basically on your own at that point. So always remember, if you're in a gunfight in Call of Duty, try to move even just the slightest amount if you want to take full advantage of this aim assist. But that's pretty much it. That covers it for aim assist in Black Ops 4 and how it works. It's quite simple and very comparable to previous Call of Duties, although it is important to know that pretty much all of the guns have the same aim assist range, whereas in some previous Call of Duties, they did not have the same aim assist range. Now let's move on to hitboxes. Now hitboxes are completely different from aim assist, but I did want to throw it within the same video because I feel like each of these individually wasn't really a big enough topic for its own video. But one of the big questions I've been getting asked about hitboxes is, do you gain a benefit from using a skinnier character like Seraph compared to a thick character like Torque? The answer to this question is actually quite simple. No, they have the exact same hitbox. The character models are built on top of the hitbox, and the hitbox doesn't change at all. What this means though is with some of the skinny characters, you'll actually be able to get a hit if you're shooting near them and not actually shooting their character model. And on the other end of that, with some of the bigger character models, there will be a couple areas where you can shoot that's technically on the character model, but you won't be getting a hit marker. Now, the former is definitely more common than the latter. Based on my experience with this, the bigger character models tend to fill out the hitboxes quite nicely, and they don't really extend past the hitboxes in too many areas at all. So you're much more likely to run into a situation where you are getting hit markers when you're actually just slightly off target on one of the skinnier character models. Now, fortunately for us, there have been a few situations where the character models have glitched out and they were actually showing the hitboxes rather than the models themselves. And for the first time, at least that I'm aware of in Call of Duty, we can see what the actual hitboxes look like. Thanks to these images that were posted on Reddit, we can see exactly what those hitboxes look like, and it's quite surprising in a few areas at just how thick the hitboxes are and how that would match up with a character model like Seraph, for instance, who's quite skinny. One thing that's really important to note is just how wide the torso is. In a lot of situations with some of the characters, you can shoot between their arm and their torso and you'll still get a hit marker, and this explains exactly why. Also, I wanted to point out with the head, there's actually two different head hitboxes. There's the helmet hitbox and then the standard head hitbox, and keep in mind, this does apply for characters that don't even have a helmet. Like I said, the hitboxes are identical for all of the character models. And you can see that helmet hitbox is actually quite big and extends a decent distance around the character model's head. And this means headshots are a lot easier than they might seem if you're just looking at the character models. It's quite forgiving. You can shoot near the head of an enemy and still get a hit marker and still get credit for a headshot as well. So based on those images from Reddit, I was able to mock up generally what the hitboxes would look like in a 2D format, and it shows off all of the various hitbox locations. The key ones to note are going to be the head hitboxes. Both of those will count as a headshot for those people that are grinding for camos. And also another important one is the upper chest hitbox. This is really important when you're looking at the high caliber 2 attachment. I've had a lot of people asking me, what is that hitbox exactly? Well, this is it. If you hit anywhere within this region with high caliber 2 equipped, you will gain that high caliber multiplier. If you shoot them in the shoulder when using high caliber 2, it definitely doesn't count for you. And with that, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for everything I wanted to cover in today's video. Of course, keep in mind everything I've mentioned is based in an offline environment. Some of these factors can definitely feel different once you get into an online environment, especially with aim assist. Sometimes if you're on a bad connection, it seems like aim assist just isn't working for you, or it isn't working quite the same way as it would on a LAN connection. And also, I did want to point out with hitboxes, I see a lot of misconceptions when it comes to hitboxes and kill cams or theater mode. When you're looking at kill cams or theater mode, just know that that is not exactly what the player was seeing in real time on their screen. It's essentially a simulation based on snapshots collected by the host. So I see a lot of people saying, oh, look at the terrible hitboxes in this game, and it shows like a theater mode clip or a kill cam of somebody that's clearly shooting off target but still getting hit markers. Just know that that is a simulation and not exactly what they saw on their screen. Of course, that doesn't mean that there aren't some weird situations that happen in real time as well, but I just wanted to point that out for anybody that might be confused about the kill cams as well as theater mode. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for today's video on the aim assist as well as the hitboxes in Black Ops 4 multiplayer. I'd like to know in the comment section below, were you guys surprised by any of this? Were you surprised by the aim assist ranges or the way that the hitboxes work and how they're actually the same for all of the character models rather than being different depending on if the character is really skinny or really thick? Let me know those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.